Hey everybody, I'm Andrew from the Flutter team, here to tell you all about Flutter Release Preview 2, which was just announced at the Google Developer Days keynote. RP2 is the last preview expected before Flutter hits 1.0, which is pretty exciting. Plus, it's got the latest and greatest widgets and new versions of the engine and tools. Let's take a look inside. The big theme for this release is Cupertino, and making sure devs using Flutter can create apps that iOS users feel right at home with. That's something the team has put a lot of effort into recently, and there's a bunch of new widgets to show for it. Cupertino app, for example, is similar to the Material app widget you may already be familiar with. It doesn't include any code from the Material package, and it still provides text direction, a hero controller, a navigator, and all those other root of your app sort of widgets. If you're going for a pure Cupertino experience, this is the way to get started. There's also Cupertino Action Sheet, an alert that presents the user with a set of 2 or more choices related to the current context. You can use actions to define the choices presented and the event handlers that get fired when the user makes their selection. And I don't want to forget Cupertino's Segmented Control either, which presents a row of choices from which users can select a value. You just define the choices and, since this is Flutter, provide the widgets that it displays. Release Preview 2 contains more than just Cupertino, though, like support for background execution of Dart code. If your app has some code that should execute on a schedule or in response to location changes, making that happen is now a lot easier. One of the engineers on the team even created a Flutter app that automatically opens his garage door when he rolls home on his bicycle. There are other new widgets too. Inherited Model, for instance, works a lot like Inherited Widget, but allows you to specify a particular aspect of the inherited data that your descendant widget depends on. That way, the descendant is only rebuilt when that particular property or group of properties changes, and fewer rebuilds equals a faster app. Speaking of performance, there are also a number of under-the-hood tweaks included in Preview 2 that will help keep your apps running smooth. For example, the Flutter engine was updated to make clipping a widget's children opt-in rather than on by default. That eliminated a whole bunch of work for the compositing system and improved some of our on-device benchmarks by anywhere from 30 to 100%. You can see how much smoother the new one on the right is. Flutter's impact on your final app size has also been improved. A simple app built for Android dropped about 2 megs in size to just over 4.7 megabytes. And because most of that difference is in Flutter's core multi-platform code, iOS has seen similar gains. All right. That's about it for Release Preview 2. If you're already using Flutter, run Flutter Upgrade on the command line or through your IDE plugin of choice to get the latest code. And if you haven't yet given Flutter a try, just head to flutter.io to get started.